Today I am going to explain refraction through curved surfaces. Refraction through curved surfaces. In the previous classes, we discussed refraction by plane surfaces. Refraction by plane surfaces. In that session, you have learned the concept of refraction and laws of refraction and several applications of Snell's law. At that time, we have seen the behavior of the light ray when it travels from one medium to another medium. Let me once recall the behavior of light ray when it travels from one medium to another medium. We have two types of mediums which are defined on the basis of velocity of light or refractive index, optical density of light. We have two mediums. One is rarer medium, another one is denser medium. Rarer medium is the medium in which speed of light is more when compared to the speed of light in another medium. And the denser medium is the medium in which speed of light is less when compared to speed of light in another medium. For example, velocity of light in air is nearly equal to 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second. Velocity of light in the glass is 2 into 10 power 8 meters per second. So, speed of light in the air is more when compared to other medium glass. Therefore, air is said to be rarer medium when compared to glass. And velocity of light in glass is less when compared to velocity of light in air. Therefore, glass is said to be denser medium when compared to air. So without comparison, we can't say which medium is rarer or which medium is denser. Only when comparing the velocities of light in two mediums, we can say which medium is rarer and which medium is denser. So we have two mediums called rarer and denser mediums. Rarer medium is the medium in which velocity of light is more, and denser medium is the medium in which velocity of light is less. But these two results are when compared to other mediums. And optical density value, that is called refractive index. Refractive index is denoted by mu, and for rarer medium, mu is small or less, and for denser medium, mu is more. Okay. Refractive index of medium is less when compared to other medium, then it is called rarer medium. Refractive index of medium is more when compared to other medium, then it is called denser medium. For example, refractive index of glass is 3/2. Refractive index of water is 4/3. 3/2 means 1.5. 4/3 means 1.33. Now, look. Refractive index of glass is more when compared to refractive index of water. Therefore, glass is said to be denser medium when compared to water, and water is said to be rarer medium when compared to glass. So, all these concepts are discussed in your previous classes. Next, refraction means bending of light. Okay, while it is traveling from one medium to another medium, and we derived some applications of Snell's law in your previous class. Let us see once. This is the plane interface separating two mediums. This is medium 1 and this is medium 2. And this medium is a rarer medium whose refractive index is mu r. This medium is denser medium whose refractive index is mu v. A light ray falls on the interface at the point P. Okay. This light ray is traveling in rarer medium and falls on the interface at P. To the P, this is normal. Therefore, this angle is called the angle of incidence. The actual path of the light ray is along this direction, along this arrow. But due to change in the medium, it bends at the interface. Now, let us see in which direction it bends. According to Snell's law, refractive index of second medium divided by refractive index of first medium. Mu d by mu r is equal to sin I by sin r. Sin I by sin r. And as I said earlier, mu d is greater than mu r. This value is greater than 1. Therefore, sin I by sin r is greater than 1. Since mu d is greater than mu r. From this equation, we can write I is greater than r. Therefore, this is I, r is less than I means this light ray bends from its original path towards normal. Look at this figure, I is greater than r. So when the light ray travels from rarer medium to denser medium, it bends towards normal. Next, suppose if the mediums are reversed, suppose this is denser medium and this is rarer medium. Then the Snell's law is written as mu r by mu d refractive index of second medium divided by refractive index of first medium, mu r by mu d is equal to sin I by sin r. Okay, now mu r by mu d is less than 1 because mu r is less than mu d. Since mu r is less than mu d, this value is less than 1. This value is less than 1 means sin I by sin r is also less than 1. Sin I by sin r is less than 1 means I less than r. Now, look this concept in this figure. Okay, this is the angle of incidence in denser medium. This is the actual light ray direction. Now, r is greater than I, or I is less than r, or r is greater than I. Therefore, this is I. So r is greater than I means the refracted ray makes an angle which is more than this I means it moves away from the normal. Therefore, this is the resultant refracted ray and it makes an angle R with normal. This angle is called angle of refraction. So, and the first important point, when the light ray travels from rarer medium to denser medium, it bends towards normal. Another point, if the light ray travels from denser medium to rarer medium, then it bends away from normal. Away from normal. Okay. Next, another application. If the light ray falls normally on the interface separating two media, this is the interface or boundary separating two media 1, two transparent media 1 and 2. Light ray here falls along normal. This is a point of incidence P and it falls along the normal. Okay. Along the normal. Okay. Angle of incidence and angle of refraction are always measured with respect to normal. Here the incident ray makes zero angle with the normal. It falls along the normal means it makes zero angle with the normal. So I is equal to 0. Okay, I is equal to 0. Now write Snell's law. Mu2 by mu1 is equal to sin I by sin r. Sin I by sin r. Here I is equal to 0. That means sin I is equal to 0 divided by sin r. Therefore, sin r is equal to 0 into mu1 by mu2. This is also equal to 0. That means r is equal to 0 degrees. That means the refracted ray also moves in the other medium along normal. That means the light ray does not bend at the interface if it falls on the interface normally. If it falls on the interface normally, it does not bend. These are the three important cases. Next, go to curved surfaces. These concepts are applied to plane surfaces as well as curved surfaces. Okay, only the change is the shape of the surface. Here it is a plane surface. This horizontal surface is a interface plane, which is plane. Now I am going to explain the refraction through curved surfaces. You have learned the reflection of light by curved surfaces. Okay, in the previous classes you have learned the reflection of light by curved surfaces. What are the types of the curved surfaces? What are the types of the curved surfaces? There are two types. Okay, there are two types. How many types are there? There are two types. One is convex surface, another one is concave surface. Another one is concave surface. Both surfaces are be a part of a sphere. Be a part of a sphere. Okay. This convex surface is like this, whose center lies at this point called pole. And since this is a part of the sphere, it has a center of curvature which lies at C, and this PC is called radius of curvature. Radius of curvature. This is the convex surface. Another type is concave surface. This is concave surface whose center lies nearly at P called pole, and since this is a part of the sphere, it has a center of curvature at C. At C. Okay. So in the case of convex surface, center of curvature is at C, which is on the right side of the surface, and in the case of concave surface, center of curvature is at C, which lies on the left side of the surface. Now, let us see what happens when the light ray travels from one medium to another medium through these curved surfaces. Through these curved surfaces. First, take convex surface. This is a convex surface whose pole is at P and the center is at C. This is one medium and this is another medium. This medium has a refractive index say mu1 and this medium has a refractive index say mu2, and such that this mu1 is less than mu2. Mu1 is less than mu2. Mu1 is less than mu2 means this medium has less refractive index than the refractive index of this medium. Therefore, this medium is said to be rarer medium and this medium is said to be denser medium. Now, consider an object placed in the rarer medium at O. Now, draw a ray which is emanating from the object O and falls on the interface at Q. Now, let us see in which direction this light ray bends. We know that when the light ray travels from rarer medium to denser medium, it bends towards the normal. So, first of all, draw normal. Normal means line joining the point of incidence and center of curvature. That is called normal. This is angle of incidence. This is the incident ray traveling in the first medium, that is rarer medium, makes an angle I with the normal, that is called angle of incidence. This is the actual path of the light. But due to change in the medium, it bends towards the normal. This is actual path, this is normal. So towards normal means it bends downwards. It bends downwards and meets the principal axis at this point. Okay, take one more ray which is emanating from object and falls on the interface along the OP. So at the point P, OP is normal. That means this light ray falls on the interface along normal, so it is undeviated and passes through second medium. These two refracted rays actually meet at this point, forms image of that object, that is I. And since these refracted rays actually meet in the second medium, then the image formed in the second medium is called real image. Next, second case in the second case in the case of convex surface. This is now this is the first medium whose refractive index is mu1, and that medium is assumed as a denser medium. And this is the second medium whose refractive index is mu2, and it is assumed as rarer medium. Now object is placed in denser medium. That means light ray travels from denser medium to rarer medium. Light ray travels from denser medium to rarer medium. And falls on the convex interface at R. And what is the normal at this point R? Line joining R and C, that is RC. That is normal. And this angle is called angle of incidence. As I said earlier, the light ray bends away from the normal when it travels from denser medium to rarer medium. The actual path of the light ray is in this direction. Now it bends away from normal. Away from normal means normal is here RC, so away from normal means it bends upwards. So it bends like this. So that is the refracted ray. Okay. Next, another incident ray is taken along normal. It passes into the other medium without any deviation. But these two refracted rays do not meet in the second medium in this case. In this case, these two refracted rays do not meet in the second medium. But when they extended back, they appear to diverge from this point. This refracted ray and this refracted ray appear to diverge from this point, forms the image of this object O. And this image is called virtual image. Why it is called virtual image? Because refracted rays do not meet actually. They appear to diverge from certain point. That point is called image. That image is virtual. So in these cases, the distance of object from P is called objective distance denoted by U, and distance of C from P is called radius of curvature R, and the distance of I from P is called image distance V. So PO is objective distance, PC is radius of curvature, and PI is image distance. Okay, here also the symbols have same meaning. Okay, PO objective distance, PI image distance, PC radius of curvature. Next, second type of surface is concave surface. Concave surface. This is a concave surface with its pole at P, which is nearly its center point. Okay, and its center lies at C. An object is placed at O on the principal axis, and as usually the medium on the left hand side of this surface is called first medium, whose refractive index is mu1, and the medium on the right side of it is called second medium, whose refractive index is mu2. And this medium is assumed to be rarer medium and this medium is assumed to be denser medium. So in the first case, light ray travels from rarer medium to denser medium. This is one light ray falls on the interface normally. This is another light ray falls on the interface obliquely. Now, this is Q, point of incidence. So, to draw refracted ray, first of all measure the angle of incidence and the angle of refraction. Angle of incidence is angle made by the incident ray with normal. So, first draw normal. This is normal. This is normal. This angle is called angle of incidence. Actually, the light ray moves in this direction, but due to change in the medium, it bends towards normal. Why it bends towards normal here? Because it travels from rarer medium to denser medium. So, to this light ray, normal is above of it. Therefore, it bends up. And this ray falls on the interface normally, moves without any deviation. And from this figure we can say that these two refracted rays do not meet actually. Therefore, when they extended back, they appear to diverge from this point, and that point is called the image, and this image is a virtual image. And the distance PO is called object distance, PC is called the radius of curvature, and PI is called image distance. Next, another case, that is light ray travels from where light ray travels from denser medium to rarer medium. Okay. Through concave surface. This light ray falls obliquely, and this medium is denser medium. Okay, DM, whose refractive index is mu1. This medium is rarer medium. Of refractive index mu2, and this is rarer medium. Okay, here light ray travels from denser medium to rarer medium. So, what happens when the light ray travels from denser medium to rarer medium? Light ray bends away from normal. What is the actual path? This is the actual path. What is the normal? This dotted line is the normal. So, it bends away from normal means it bends downwards. This is normal. This is the actual path. So, bends away from normal means it bends downwards. Okay. This angle is angle of incidence. This angle is angle of refraction. And these two refracted rays, this is one refracted ray, this is another refracted ray, meet here, forms the image of object I. Here PO is object distance denoted by U, PC is radius of curvature denoted by R, and PI is image distance V. So in some cases, we have seen the formation of real images, and in some other cases, we observed the formation of virtual images. To do problems on this concept, refraction through curved surfaces, we need to derive some relationship between object distance, image distance, and radius of curvature. Okay, we need to derive relationship between object distance, image distance, and radius of curvature. So in the next class, I will derive the relationship between U, V and R.